Welcome to the podcast of School Beyond Limitations. In this podcast, you will learn how to guide your child through their school life with the intention to help them find their unique essence that will allow your daughter, your son to live a fulfilled and meaningful life. Hello everyone, my name is Martina. I'm the CEO, co-founder and designer of School Beyond Limitations. And I'm very, very happy and grateful that we have a wonderful student who joins us, or me today, in a conversation about School Beyond Limitations. Welcome, Gian Leon.
Hello.
Hi, Gian Leon, thank you so much that you make time to talk about your experience at School Beyond Limitations. But before we start, just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you actually found out about School Beyond Limitations.
Very well. I'm Gian Leon. I joined this school 1.5 years ago through a coaching friend of my mother, actually. And I was instantly amazed, and it brought me the freedom that I've always wanted. I'm a person, I love the nature, I love traveling, and this is something that SBL brought me, like especially right now at this moment. We randomly drove to the Lago Maggiore, so yeah.
You talked about freedom and how you came to it. So can you tell us a little bit beforehand, what was your experience before?
Well, I used to be in the Swiss school system. I had my test for the gymnasium. I was in the gymnasium for around 1.5 years, and it was pressing. I was suppressed, and at that time, I needed to take as well lots of medicine for my mental, not just for my mental health, and also for my focus. That because I have ADHD, so this was also that mixed together that I can bring the needed performance. I need to take suppressing medicine that basically killed all of my emotions, my thoughts, my often also my will to live. And this is where SBL freed me from. And I have this, I think the best way to phrase it is I now feel like a feather that can fly in the wind and enjoy life. And yes, this is
So
a
you're
gift.
saying, Gian Leon, oh, it's a gift, you say. You're saying, Gian Leon, that your life seems to have changed really a lot. So from taking medicine into being or feeling like a feather. So are you saying that, that you are now completely feel free, and the freedom also allows you to still pursue your dreams and pursue your, also academic goals or your business goals? Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. You said dreams. This is something I developed at SBL. I didn't have dreams. I had a need to do something. I did it, and I found a personal goal, and I get supported in it every minute, every step I do, and it's something like I have the dream to build. I have the dream, and I have the architecture to build a big house. But I get the bricks from SBL and the workers that put it on there. So I get supported in any step, and everything that I want to reach, I will reach.
Wow, wow. This is amazing. And that really, that is why we are here. But listening to you makes me even happier, because it's not just, something that we dream of, then we hear it. How we are, talk a little bit about the main pillars of School Beyond Limitations, what you think are the main pillars of School Beyond Limitations you can build up your education from. How would you define that?
Well, I would say it's again for the goals, our goals and our dreams. And when our dreams require a certain phase of education, and then we get supported as well in that. So when we say, let's say, I always wanted to be a doctor, as an example, and I need this IGCSE for that and this A levels, then I get supported in it. I get the best facilitator, the best matching facilitator, mentor to support me. And yeah, this is what I love. It's always focused on the student, on one student, and not as it was before. It's not like the usual system. The usual system is for the broad mass to pump out workers. And I think SBL supports the love a human feels for its passion and to reach the requirements to fulfill this passion.
You mentioned your facilitators and that you get this match that the right facilitator, so to speak, is helping you and guiding you through the process. How would you define the relationship that you have with your facilitators and maybe even with the facilitators who are not necessarily teaching you on a daily basis, also those who are supporting you in the background? What would you say about that relationship?
I would consider a lot of facilitators as real friends and as also close friends. So I think they have the role of a teacher, and in comparison to the teachers I used to have and to what friends, mentors, and inspiring people I have now, it's like incredible. I have these people I have the huge hatred for here, like true in the deepest of my heart, and I have the people I enjoy and want to, and I'm not forced to spend my time with, and yeah, love my life and share it with them. And yeah, I would consider them as my friends, as my surrounding, and as people I also would like to talk to, not only in school purposes, also for private.
That's nice. That's nice. And we also meet in person on a regular basis, and soon we will meet in the wonderful island of Malta. So these are called residential weeks, right? Where we do something together and experience lots of things together. What would you, what would you like to tell people who are listening to us about the residential week?
I would I would like to say that this is something that takes away all of that. We are online school. We don't really know each other, like this cliche that you don't have social contacts anymore. And I built very deep relationships in every residentials, and also met people from outside my fixed class, and yeah, built relationships from there on. So yeah, it's just it's a coming together of a whole bunch of lovely people, and where you can connect, you can have fun, you will have fun, sure, promise. And yeah, you meet the people you just see the screens of, and I think this is a very beautiful thing to have.
You were talking how beautiful it is to get together, and of course, we are coming together. There are many people who are there at once who usually only meet online. How is it for you to meet people in real life if you have just established beforehand, in quotation marks, of course, an online relationship? How would you define that?
um I think it's crazy because when you see on the screen, people come differently over than they sometimes are in real person. Well, you see them, you see their expression, and you hear them, but you don't feel them. And I think this is something that is very interesting also to think about, because the people that you see and hear are not the people that they are. And it's always very interesting to meet the people on the residential, and I mean the true people. And yes, this is magical.
Hmm. So do you notice that there is a discrepancy, a big discrepancy between the online relationship and a physical and a real life relationship, or would you say, I don't know, it's just a little bit different?
I think the main difference is that um, we have a we have a the point that, as I already said, we don't feel the people, but we are with them. And I think once you've met them and you know the people in your class and your facilitators, you kind of also feel them, you know them, and this is where you develop the understanding for the person. And yeah,
Nice, nice. So you basically connect with them. It's even, what you're describing now, to me, it feels as if you wanted to say you get at a different level in the understanding. It's kind of a spiritual connection, not just, not just an online connection. You feel more bonded. Is that do I read it well, or is that
sure,
wrong?
perfect, exactly like this. Yeah,
Nice, nice. Gian Leon, you were talking about the classes and that you, at the residential week, you meet people outside of the class. Can you tell us a little bit, about the size of the class that we have and how how the relationship between the students within a class actually builds up and develops?
sure. Yeah, so we have classes of 8 students and 2 facilitators. One week we spend with the first facilitator and second with the second. And this changes every time. And we keep the same classes, and they are built up that once you are in a class, your first class is just you get thrown into a class. But the second class, so when you change the class, you can say, okay, I like this person, I like this person. We want to be in a class, and then your wishes will be respected and also put together. So everything will be made possible that you can somehow manage to be with these persons in the class. And I think over the time, a class develops into, I think, into a little family already. So yeah,
Certainly, your class has become very close. Yeah, one can tell.
yeah, sure. So of course there are differences, and everybody, every relationship, and every family has its up and downs. But I think somewhere we're still some sort of family.
Nice. What do you think have you learned with regards to your intellectual growth? There's the academic growth, there's the emotional growth. You talked about your emotional and spiritual growth before when you talk, and also about your well-being, your physical and mental well-being. I think that was very powerful. What would you say about your intellectual growth, the academic growth, knowledge and stuff like that? And maybe you want to define it yourself, what it means to you, and what you took away so far in the last 1.5 years at the SPL.
Sure. So I did my first IGCSE in business. Obviously I learned lots about business, lots of factual things, lots of factors that influence a business. And as I always was interested into kind of the money regions, so from taxes to trading to business, I I got supported in that because it's my passion. And so I learned lots of in this sector, but obviously also because we're an English speaking school and I'm not an English native speaker, I think my English developed very well. And um, my book, my book word, my words book got quite bigger, and I have a bigger reachment of words that I can use, and I can hold long conversations. So I think this is the region where I developed the most, English and business.
And you talked about business now. Of course, there are lots of other topics that you have not only touched upon, but also went into more detail. But business is your main passion. You talked about money. And maybe since School Beyond Limitations is also an entrepreneurial, kind of, or launches this idea that students should see themselves as as entrepreneurs as well, so that they can develop as an entrepreneur. Have you also taken that on board? Are you already pursuing your own kind of business, so to speak?
Sure, yeah. So I started my first own online business. Kind of, I think you can call it an online business. I talk lots about business with other students and from person to person context, also on the residentials. Um, I've learned lots about it also with experienced students in the business sector. And I think, yeah, I got supported very much also when I had ideas, but they didn't came to an end because I got to some kind of issue or I ran out of motivation, which also was once or twice the case. So, but now with my business that I'm on right now, I get totally supported, and I think this is very beautiful as well. So
Great, and we want you to be successful, right? That's the most important thing, and I think there is no limitations with regards to that. If you had to, let's say, the word, the school's name is School Beyond Limitations. If you had to explain that, what does that mean to you?
it means to me that we have no limitations. Sky's the limit. I can just drive in the middle of the week to some beautiful lake and work from there, educate myself from there. I can meet people from around the world, like totally get to also to know the kind of types of people that are around the world and get lots of experience that I just would not get on a normal school. I traveled to Greece, I traveled to Malta, to Rotterdam, Stockholm, and yeah, you get to see lots of things and you have opportunities that no one else has, and also inspiration. Because as also already said, I didn't have dreams, and I came here and developed a sense of freedom of that I something want to reach and want to change something in the world. And I think, yeah, opportunities and chances are the biggest word for SBL. And you don't get limited into one, you must do that. We give you the chance to do this, and help you in every way. So,
Wow, that makes me feel so grateful. And in three words coming from your side, you already mentioned them probably, but just the three words that come to you now when you think of your experience at School Beyond Limitations.
freedom, of course, and love, and dreams, goals.
Oh, well, Gian Leon, I would like to thank you for this wonderful conversation. Thank you so much. And if you out there who is listening to this or watching this video are interested in School Beyond Limitations for yourself, because you are a student or you are a mother or father, and you think this would be the right, place and environment for your child, then reach out to us and apply. And we will go into an application process that is a little bit long, but we take it seriously. And maybe School Beyond Limitations is the right place for your daughter or your son or yourself. So thank you very much, Gian Leon. I appreciate it, all your words, and I really, really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you, Gian Leon.
Thank you. Me too.
At School Beyond Limitations, we support our students find their unique essence. Feel free to share the content of this podcast with other parents. We are here to show that your children can, indeed, bring their unique essence into life. So, Reach out to us if you think that this is what you'd like your daughter, your son to experience, or apply through our website. Also, leave your comments, your questions, or your review about the podcast. Share it with others. And as you know, sharing is caring.